What's going on, everyone? It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. In the show, we're talking round 3 DFS Showdown targets for the 2021 Sentry Tournament of Champions. Craig, what did you think of Friday? We're now 2 rounds into 2021. Our picks did pretty good. My boy Harris English is at the top there at minus 14.
Listen, I feel great about our picks for showdowns today. In terms of play on the course, though, I feel like JT. Watching the round, it felt like JT really led an opportunity to not take control of the tournament, because I think Harris English, but be right there with him, and just a little bit uninspiring over the back nine.
No, I tend to agree.
There's a great crowd there with JT at 11 under though. How far back do you think has a chance on the weekend?
Yeah,
where do you think the
pack is? I was just looking at the leaderboard, and the group at 10, not listed there, is kind of scary. That includes the world number 1, the world number 2, the world number 5, and the world number 9.
So what? DJ,
Rom, Bryson, and Cantlay are all at 10. So there's a lot of guys kind of clipping at the heels. What do you think? How far back do you think is still?
If I'm anyone, obviously I like a lot of guys at 11, but I think, and those guys at 10, I think the winner, I wouldn't be surprised if the winner is at 10 or 11 right now. I think the only guy outside of there that I feel like could charge is Victor Hovland, just because he can go low. He could go out there and shoot.
And he's at 9, right?
He's at 9.
Yeah.
He could go out there and shoot a 65 tomorrow and be in great shape going into the Sunday round. But I think that those players at 10 and 11 are the ones who scare me most.
Well, the guys at 14 and 12 aren't chumps by any means. I mean, English is playing
packed.
Incredibly, yeah. And then Bergen, Morikawa, JT, Palmer.
Yeah.
Easily any of them taken.
So played a little bit easier, obviously a little bit easier today than it did on Thursday. Wind was flat, as we talked about yesterday. Expect it to get tougher.
Yeah, looking to round 3, we have a packed leaderboard right now. As we said, I think there's 16 guys 10 under or better. I think it's going to continue to spread out a little bit more, as naturally does with the golf tournament. And I do think, based on the weather, we'll talk about it in a second, but law of averages, I think is just going to play a little bit tougher. There's no way it's going to play close to 5 under again average. I think we're probably closer to see 3, but that's just kind of a feeling.
Yeah, I don't think we need to delay it anymore. Let's just look at the weather. So gets worse through the day.
But nothing significant. I would say the gusts up to 13 in the late afternoon, possibly some troubles there. But I don't know. What do you think? It's still mild in terms of what we can see with coastal golf.
They're getting up. Yeah, I think you can make an argument to, if there's a couple of guys you like, play the guy who is out earlier, but it's marginal. You could also stack and load a bunch of guys who are down there. I think look for the that cluster of top players. I think you want to have some of those guys for sure. It's how do you diversify? Maybe take shots on guys who are, they're not necessarily in this tournament to win it, but they could easily go out there and put up a good round 3.
Well, and I think also just be a little bit different for the weekend in round 3, round 4. Instead of guys that are throwing darts and approach, perhaps it's going to be a little bit more around the green. You got to scramble a little bit. Bogey avoidance rather than birdie.
I don't want my showdown players to have to be scrambling. I want them to be putting for birdie.
I agree. Okay, 4 picks again. It's a limited field, so we're just going to do 4 picks. Do you want to jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
My boy, starting off here, Patrick Cantlay, 9,100 on DraftKings. He's gone 68. Kind of very quiet, 10 under right now. 14 birdies, 4 bogeys.
To be fair, most of what he does is fairly quiet.
It is fairly quiet. It takes a while. He's going to tap his feet, but it's pretty quiet. But he's second in the field right now with 14 birdies. So that's a really good sign. Through 2 rounds, Cantlay's game is so balanced. It's so clean. It's so complete. But through 2 rounds, he has lost an average of strokes on approach. And that we just don't see that from him. So his season-long stats, if you go 2020 all the way back to 2016, he's never dropped below almost at half a stroke gain mark. So he's a really strong player on approach, usually in the top 10 or top 20 on the tour. So I do think that will come around, and his game is so complete. I think he's 9th priced on DraftKings. I think it's a little bit sleepy. He's the 9th best player in the world. So I really like Cantlay. He's kind of a sneakier pick for round 3.
Yeah, I also think if you compare him, both of the people priced around him and where he is on the leaderboard, his name doesn't jump out as much as other guys do. And so he's always I think ownership is going to be favorable to people who have Cantlay if he does go, put up a good round. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, my first one here, Bryson DeChambeau. I don't know if a whole lot needs to be said. Comes in 10,100, so it's cheaper. I think maybe fourth or fifth most expensive. A fourth, I think. I think we got Reed, DJ, and JT above him. 69, 67, he's minus 10, 11 birdies, 1 bogey. It just seems like he's not really capitalizing. That he's sort of just like he's playing this course. He is making birdies along the way, but it feels like there's still potential for him to go lower. And so I think, compare his ownership to, you got Rom, who's cheaper than him, and is also at minus 10. I think that's going to attract some numbers. I think DJ going really low today will. I think JT, because JT that high on the leaderboard always is going to attract attention. And
JT will almost seem like contrarian in a sense because he didn't run away with it today, I think.
Yeah. I still think, it depends how closely people were watching, but I still think JT gets a lot of ownership.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, so a little bit more Bryson. He's playing great tee to green. Obviously, a lot of that is coming off the tee. But yeah, gaining over 2 strokes tee to green. He's losing putting. He's 39th in putting, losing over a stroke around. We know Bryson's a good putter. He typically gains about a half stroke. So, you put that together, that could be another 2-stroke swing based on how he's hitting the golf ball. So to me, he's putting himself in good position to make numbers, and he's making a few of those numbers, and there's the potential there for even more.
Yeah, he's not just an average putter. He's one of the best putters on the planet, and I think he never really gets enough credit for how well he has been a putter for his career for 2, 3, 4 years now. I think
it's because people hate to give credit to arm lock putters, but if it
absolutely
works, do it. If it works and it's legal.
Yeah, I had Bryson penciled in as kind of my pick. We went back and forth. You took him, so obviously I'm very high on him as well. I think he is kind of a zag while other people are zagging.
I just know you have so many names in your repertoire always that the guy I was looking into,
I'm ready.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, my next pick, Sergio Garcia, 7,500. So it's a kind of a weird pick because I went out on Thursday on Twitter and I was bragging how I got Sergio in about 40-50% of my lineups, and he was tied for first there for a while. And then I didn't mention him for round 2 because Sergio's scary.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like people had jumped on him for round 2. They got burned a little bit. So I'm going to go back while people got burned. So 67, 71, he's 8 under right now, 12 birdies, an eagle, 4 bogeys, 1 double. That's Sergio Psycho scorecard, kind of what we expect, a little bit of everything. But average through 2 rounds, kind of similar to Bryson. Strokes gained tee to green, 1.78. He's 6th in the field. Strokes gained putting, 1.82. He's 40th. Maybe he needs to open the eyes. I don't know. Keep him close.
Yeah, even if he's not a great putter, it's going to come. It's better than that.
Yeah, absolutely. 75 range seems to be packed right there. So I think he'll have low ownership just because he might have burned people on Friday. So I'm going to go back to Sergio. It is kind of a riskier play, but it's a showdown. I'm willing to risk it.
Hey, I like it. It's good volatile play. I like it. Take your shots with Sergio. No problem with it. Speaking of taking your shots, I'm going Sebastián Muñoz. Comes in 6,600 on DraftKings. Ugly. I actually don't have him in any tourney longs, but I didn't mind the number where it was, but he came out with a really ugly round 1. Round 2, he went out there, shot 7 under, 66, -5 on the tournament, 10 birdies, 5 bogeys. Obviously that first day, it was not a pretty one for him. But yeah, he started out 7,500. I didn't play him, but I didn't think he was bad value, just not quite. I didn't think he was good enough of value. So I love the price of 66 right now. I think, Muñoz is the kind of guy, he might go 75, 66, and then, the rest of his rounds in the 60s, and it'll show up like just a fairly mundane finish on
T15.
Yeah. So to me, it's just a value. It's a pure value. It's like why I buy my jeans at Costco. Like, yes, I could get nicer jeans, but if I can get the same price, if I can get the same thing for the same price, then I'll get them there, I'll take 6,600. I'll put other good golfers in there, and I'll be very happy if Muñoz does go out there and have another really good round. Yeah, so just I looked into his first round a little bit more. He had a few approaches where he hit it into into hazard and had to take drops. So it's so easy. Yep. If you look at he lost 3 strokes on approach in his first round.
Right.
So it's such ugly numbers. Okay, that was one swing. That was maybe a couple swings. And he lost putting too. So he totally flipped both of those around in his second round. I think to me it's just a blank slate, and good chance that he goes low.
Yeah, give him a pass on the 75. First competitive round in a while too, right? And I think he's the first time at this course as well. So give him a pass. 66 is probably more like what Munoz is, but I think that's the greatest metaphor we've had on the show ever. The Costco jeans. I mean, I love buying from Costco, so I'm all in on Munoz, man. I love that metaphor.
I can afford a name brand pair of jeans, but why would I when I can get such good jeans at Costco?
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe and comment if you had a good round 2. Let us know in the comments. Smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. It does mean a lot for us. We appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Anything to add there, Craig?
Nope. Take care, guys. Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See ya.